Hey guys, welcome to the second part of how to create an editing style, a video editing signature. And on the previous video we talked about market research, we talked about the brand information and basically the all the brainstorming, okay, for the brand and the style that we're going to be creating. Now, this video is going to be more about practice. I'm going to show you how I'm going to create an editing style for my brand as an example from completely scratch. Okay, this video might take a little bit longer than the other ones, but I really want to show you guys like how it looks on the back end. Okay, how pretty much how I do it. Okay, so let's go ahead to the first step, which is about downloading assets from the internet. Okay, so icons, images, videos, overlays. I'm not gonna go through all, but I'm gonna be using Canva to show you guys how I use it. Okay, so the first thing, as you can see, I use Canva a lot, and that's why I recommend it. I use it for banners, I use it for Instagram thumbnails, for story templates and stuff like that. So that's why I recommend it a lot. And since we're gonna be creating a template for Reels, I need to choose these dimensions. So you can go to like either here or you can go and create a design and you can choose here Instagram story 1080 by 1920. If you're going to do a template for YouTube videos, obviously choose a different dimension, okay? The ones for horizontal videos. So I'm going to click there and it's going to take me here. Now, the first step I do is I look for some icons that I can use within my videos, like general icons, icons that relate to my industry. This is not really optional because on every video, you might need to download unique icons for every single video, but still, you can have some icons that are evergreen, let's say. So since I'm gonna create video editing style for myself, I can go ahead and type, for example, 3D video, okay? Because these are things that are going to relate to my niche, okay? My industry, let's say. So 3D video, things that I'm going to be talking about, I right off the bat like this one. I have used this one a lot in the past. So we're going to put that one right there. I can also download the camera, for example. I can choose that one. I'm going to add a new page. And I don't know, let's just scroll here a little bit. I like this one, so I can use that one as well. And you can do this with like all the icons that you like. Okay, you also have icons on the full pack of video editing assets, but this is something that you can do as well. Now, this is for icons, but you can do the same for videos if you want. Again, since this is a template for Reels, I'm gonna choose the vertical orientation, and you can, I don't know, like for example, download videos if you want. Okay, this is something I've done sometimes. For example, if I talked about nature, I talk about in blue ocean, in business. Okay, so this can be already, I have an idea of if I'm talking about a blue ocean of opportunities, boom, I can use this b-roll. So if you want, like, if just set it as a background and we can have it there. Then I'm gonna add a page, but in this case, I'm gonna have it for an image. Okay, so maybe I can talk about a filmmaker and not videos but photos. Okay. Okay, by the way, if I'm talking like I talk about a lot about creating content and stuff like that, so we could choose like this b-roll, for example. You can start to create your own content and we can download it as well. But for now, I'm just gonna go to photos and I'm gonna try to find a filmmaker here, for example. Maybe this guy. Or I don't know, just another one. Honestly, this is just for the example. So I'm gonna let me just clear this. And okay, this guy, for example, we can remove the background and then we can make that guy a little bit bigger. There you go. Okay, and we can use this one as an example. We can edit the image and we can add some shadow as well, and we can go back here, and if we want we can also add some filters. Again, you can play around with the images as you like, but we're just building like the assets for the video editing signature. Now, let's say that we are done, and ideally you want to separate everything. You first want to do the icons, you second want to do the videos, and then you want to do the images. But just for now, we're gonna download everything together, all pages, as you can see here. um but now I want to see one thing, because I want to download everything in with a transparent background, but this video right here is giving me some problems. So for now, I'm just gonna delete it, and now that is gonna give me the chance to download everything with transparent background. So perfect. I'm just gonna click download, and for now we want to save these things in the downloads folder of our computer. So I can call this icons, and it's in the downloads folder. Perfect. So we're done with the icons. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna delete this and delete pretty much everything. And here I'm gonna I'm gonna start choosing the colors for the background. So remember how I said in my like content creation, the brand signature, I said black, white, and silver. Okay, so silver could be gray as well. That works. So first thing, I want to download like a white background. Let's say I want to share this, I want to download it, and it says my design is empty. Try adding some elements before downloading it. Okay, it's not recognizing the color for some reason. um so maybe what we can do is make it a little bit like less white, let's say, like something like this. Let's try with that one. Download. Perfect. Okay, we download the first background, which is, and we're just gonna call it white. Okay, and I'm gonna save it. And now I want to do the same, but for gray. So maybe this gray looks nice. Maybe this one. I don't know which one. Let's say this one. Okay, and we can download it as well. And we're gonna call this one gray. Perfect. We save it. And I also want to choose the other one just because I liked it. And we can call this one like gray 2, for example. Okay, gray 2. Here we are just downloading again the backgrounds. Now these backgrounds are going to be images, of course, but just bear with me, because we're going to see and yeah, we're going to see how we can use this on the CapCut. Okay, how we can modify them inside CapCut. All right, we can also do gradient if we want. And if you don't like this gradient style, which I personally don't, you can change the orientation of the gradient as well using this. So maybe I would use this one, and I can download that one as well. Download transparent background. No, not transparent background, just download it normally. And I can call this one gray gradient, for example. Perfect. I save it. And the last one that I want to do is a black one. Okay, so a black one, you can download it, and yeah, just download it. So you can call it like just the black one. Perfect. Now another thing that you can do is try to look for that silver. So I can put like silver background, and I can change the orientation, but for now I just want to try to find something that I like. So maybe this one, and I can maybe set it as a background, and perfect. Okay, I like this one. So I'm gonna share that one. I'm gonna download it, and I'm gonna call it, let me download this one, and I'm gonna call it silver background. Okay, let's just give it one moment. There's one image on the graphic can be exported. Okay, so if it is not letting you export like a premium image or something like that, what we can do, and I didn't expect this to happen, so bear with me. We can just add a point, normal tiny little point, and we can just select it and decrease this to 1, and just move it anywhere else here inside the thing. So now we're gonna be able to download that without problems. Download. Perfect. Okay, and we can call this one silver once it downloads. Perfect. Okay, we got some problem with that one, but we got it to work. Okay, just a little trick here with Canva. Sometimes it doesn't download things, but there you go. Okay, perfect, we have it. Now let's go back here because we downloaded icons, images, and in terms of overlay sound effects, you can go to the full pack of video editing assets. You guys have access to that, so you can try to find things that you like. Something that I also use is this website Artlist, because there are some videos that require unique sound effects or music. So that's why I use, websites like this one, or Motion Graphics, or Envato Elements. I don't know, you name it. Okay, there are a lot of websites that you can use. And then now we also created the background colors in Canva. Now we can go ahead and organize the files into our computer. So I'm gonna go here to downloads, and I'm gonna organize the files. But first, I'm going to extract this into my computer here, and I can delete this one right here. And I'm gonna create a folder that's gonna be called icons, and I can just organize this here. And perfect, we have the icons, but we have everything in downloads. As you guys remember, we previously, I'm gonna cut this or copy, whatever you like. And previously on other videos, I created this little folder right here. And this is a folder you should create for video editing in general, okay? Because it's just so helpful, so organized, and you can organize in other way if you want. Obviously, it's your computer, it's your workflow, but this is the one that I have found that works best. Okay, so you have one for clients. Again, if we are creating a template and an editing signature for a client, you would go ahead and create a new folder, and I don't know, put the name of the client and save the assets right there. Okay, but I'm not gonna do it because this is not for a client, this is for myself. Okay, so personal videos, you can call this personal brand if you want, and you can create a new folder on your computer called brand assets, and then you go ahead and put everything right there. Okay, now the brand assets are things like icons and the background colors. Okay, but you want to put all these sound effects and other things into the video editing assets. It's just better. Okay, because no matter like what project you're working on, you want to save like sound effects and like general sound effects, general icons, general backgrounds and overlays inside the video editing assets, because then no matter if you're working for a client or for personal videos, you can grab things from these assets. These are general. Okay, now if you have something more specific for a specific brand or content style, you go ahead and save that here. Okay, so once you create some backgrounds, for example, you can create some like a folder for backgrounds here after you create your own backgrounds. Okay, that is just an example. But now we have everything organized. Now, if we go back to the next step, okay, it says create a template inside the video editing software. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. And this is the most important part, honestly. I'm gonna open CapCut here, and I have a lot of videos, but I'm gonna create a new project, okay? And I'm also gonna drink some water because I've been talking a lot. Okay, perfect. So we open a new project, and now you're gonna call this the name of either yourself or your client, and then template. All right, it's just more organized. So this is my template. I'm gonna call it Pablo template. Okay, but you can call it Danny template or Donovan template or Mike template, whatever. Okay. Now, you guys are familiar with the dashboard, okay? Because I made a video about that as well. If you haven't checked it out, you can go ahead and watch it. But here we're gonna import the files that we just created. Now I gotta go here and find a folder and find everything. So what I'm gonna do right off the bat is I'm gonna right click here. Since I'm on Windows, I don't know if this can be done on Mac. But I'm gonna pin to quick access, and now that I have it here on quick access, I have it here. Perfect. Now I'm gonna go to personal videos, and I'm gonna import that folder. Perfect. And I also want to import the video, sorry, the video editing assets. So I'm going to import the whole video editing assets as a folder. Perfect. Okay, so we have two folders, and the first thing I want to do is I want to work on the text. Okay, I want to work on the fonts. So just to give you a quick example, before I do that, before I do that, I want to set the ratio of the template. So what does it mean is I'm gonna go here to backgrounds, for example, to grids, and I'm gonna drag and drop this grid here. Okay, and there you go. Since this is a template for a reel, the ratio is gonna be 9:16. If it would be for a YouTube video, it would be 16:9, right? You just set it the right way. You can see here. You set it the right way. These are the dimensions we are gonna need. So now I can go ahead and drag the text here. Perfect. Okay, this background is about 7 seconds, so I'm just gonna put it at 5 seconds just to keep things organized. And I'm gonna increase the length of this one. And now I'm gonna call this one my name, and you guys are gonna see. For some reason it didn't let me do that. So Pablo, there you go, it worked. I'm gonna cancel this and just go back to this thing here. Perfect. So I'm gonna call it my name, and as you guys can see previously, I decided like some fonts, fonts option for titles, accordion, and for other ones like Kralika and owners. And I also have more examples here, as you guys can see. But for now, I'm gonna stick with accordion for the titles. So I'm gonna choose this one. This is accordion. I'm gonna make it bigger. Okay, and I'm gonna put it just a little bit here. It can be okay. That's nice. And then I'm gonna drag and drop another one for subtitles. So here we're just, you know, organizing stuff for the things that we're gonna be, the fonts that we're gonna be working with. So subtitles, and I'm gonna choose the font Kralika Italic. Okay, I like that one. That is gonna be for subtitles. It's looking good. Now we can use this background in our content style, like it doesn't matter, but I like to try to be a little bit more original and unique when it comes to the backgrounds I download from the internet and everything. So I'm gonna show you a quick tip when it comes to giving your own tone to the backgrounds and stuff like that. So for now, I also, before I do that, I also want to do like the overlays. So I want to go here on video editing assets, and I want to choose an overlay that I like. So maybe I want to drag and drop this one, and we have a bunch of overlays here. So we can go through it. And again, this is in the full pack of video editing assets. If you're wondering, I'm going to make a cut here. This is the one that I like. This is one that I like a lot. So I'm just gonna put it here, and then we are going to work on that one. So I can rotate it, I can make it the size of the video, I can go on blend mode, and I can choose a screen. Okay, perfect. So yeah, what that's gonna do is, if I don't choose a screen, if you haven't used the blend mode, it's gonna be black. You guys can see it's gonna be black, right? So it's gonna look weird, the transition and the overlay. So that's why we do it on the screen mode. Perfect. Now it's better. We can see. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. So after that, we have the overlay. We have text and we have one background, but we haven't used the other ones. So let me go back to brand assets, and we can drag and drop our first backgrounds. For example, I'm going to drag and drop the white one, and you can do two things here. Okay, you can leave it like that. And to be honest, if we copy and paste this, it can look good. Again, with my editing signature, I want it to be simple. I want it to be high quality. I want it to be premium. Okay, so it shouldn't have a lot of colors or a lot of things going on. By the way, this overlay is kind of like purple, as you can see. So something I can do to not have a lot of colors is I can go ahead and play with the saturation of it. I can decrease it, and now I just made the overlay black and white. So you see how I decided to work with white, black, silver, because I want premium quality. So it's looking like that. Okay, it's not looking like a lot of colors and stuff like that. It's looking like that. Now this, just for you to see, we can change the color of this text, and we can choose something like this, and you guys already see how that is starting to look. It's starting to look solid, to be honest. And now something I can do is I can go to adjustment on the background, and I can increase the this vignette here. But this one sometimes is a little bit harsh, I don't know why. So I can just easily go on effects, and I can search for vignette, and we can decide one from here as well. So we have a lot. Maybe this one would work, and we can decrease the texture a little bit. So that looks 10 times better than the other one. You guys can see. Perfect. So we are starting to, build a good editing signature here. I'm actually going to change this. Okay. And I'm actually going to change these two as well. Well, let me grab this one, change it, put it here. Let me grab this two and put these ones here. And then I'm just gonna show you why I did that a little bit later. But yeah, there we go. We have the first one. We have the second, style that we can use. The second background, and we can start doing the same thing for the other one. So, for example, the gray two, maybe the gray one. We can also do the same with the gradient with this thing. Let's try the second one, and this one don't give us the option. Okay, so we can just delete it and use the other one that gave us the option, and perfect. We can do the same for this thing here. We can copy, we can paste it. Actually, let me do it with the other ones. These are the ones that I like, the color. So we're gonna do something similar here. Okay, again, I told you this video was going to take a little bit longer, just because we're working um, on all the details. Okay, we can do this one white, honestly. There you go, perfect. And with the vignette. Now, something we can do as well, we can copy and we can paste this one, and we can do this thing here. Okay, we can grab this one and we can copy and paste it. And here is where we can start playing around with backgrounds. And I want to show you really quick. And you can do this with any background you like. I'm right now using this as an example, but you can do this with any background you like. You see how this background has a grid? Okay, I want to use that grid, but I want to use it with this background, for example. So what I can do is I can go back to video. I can decrease the opacity of that, like around, I don't know, 40% maybe, or 50%. And I can also mask it if I want to. And there you go. We can do this here, and we can do this here like this. Okay. Go to basic, increase that a little bit more by 60 maybe. And we have a very similar background to the previous one, like this one, but now is with a little bit of grid. Okay. And again, you guys can play around with like however you like with this. And one that I missed is the silver one. Okay, we have the silver one. Again, we can apply the same effect. Boom, this one here, decrease it a little bit, apply some text like this one. And look how clean that is looking, guys. Look how clean this is looking. We can even grab this thing here, I don't know, somewhere here, for example. And if we start to add the elements, so on brand assets, the icons, look how clean this looks. Boom, that one. So I'm choosing colors, I'm choosing icons, I'm choosing stuff that relate to my video editing signature. And I do this not only with a template, but I do this with all the videos, okay? Because again, my goal is to make them look high quality, make them look premium. So that's what I'm doing here within my videos, okay? Again, high quality video editing is not about editing a lot, it's not a lot about adding a bunch of stuff on the screen. It's about like being clear on what you want to do, and then choosing items, choosing elements that help you achieve that goal that you want. Okay. So Hopefully this was helpful. This was the whole video. Again, we added text, we added the backgrounds, and we added like some overlays. You can also do the same for sound effects. Okay, I'm not gonna do it because if not, the video is gonna be too long, and I don't want to and I don't want it to be too long. But you can add the sound effects that you think you will be using most of the time. Okay, now once you're ready with everything, sound effects and everything, you want to leave everything on the timeline. Okay, it's not really necessary to leave all the text. Just gonna leave it there for now, but you want to leave everything on the timeline, all the overlays, all the things, and then you can just click X, and boom, there you go. We have a template, and we can see our name. We can see the name of the template. I did this with some of my clients. Hector template, Hector here, Isaac Will, and so on and so forth, like the YouTube template, my name here, Adam, a bunch of templates. Okay, and now you can see there, it looks nice, it looks good. And now whenever, and this is something we're going to learn in other modules, whenever we're going to create a new video, a new project, a new edit, you don't start editing here. You just go ahead and duplicate it, and then you rename this one like whatever project you're going to be working on. Okay, so for now I'm just going to delete that one. I'm going to delete it, hit OK, and there you go. Okay, so if we go back here, we talked about first the brainstorm of the signature style, and we were able to download the things, the assets, we were able to organize everything in our computer, and we created the template on CapCut as well, on the video editing software. So I hope this was helpful. Honestly, I made this really from scratch, no cuts, no anything, to show you guys the whole process. And yeah, you can apply it for yourself, for your clients, and get creative with it. Start improving the editing style over time and add more things, add new things. Don't get lazy on that. Don't get lazy on that. As you edit more videos, you're gonna see that you're gonna be able to implement more stuff to your editing style. You first start like very simple, basic, I would say, and then you start to develop your own editing style with practice. Once you get better, once you have more skills. I'm gonna leave the video here. See you in the next module.